Hey there. So tonight we are talking in the cult of cinema about one special thing: movies. We talk about it all the time. But there is a Kino sale going on right now. So if you are unaware that Kino is having a sale, you're now aware. I am Aaron. This is my movie library, and this is the cult of cinema. And that is you guys out there that watch these videos. Whether you're watching it live with me here tonight and we're talking about it, or you're watching it a little bit later on, thank you for watching. Thank you so much. It is late February, getting into March, which is my birthday month. Hey, Greg, welcome for being the first one here, or the first commenter anyway. Hey, Mug, Kino's got a sale going on right now, and I'm here to tell you all about it. Hey there, William. Yep, they have a sale going on right now, and I gotta say, I gotta give a shout out to Vinny, who I haven't seen Vinny in a while, but on here, unfortunately. But I noticed on Twitter, hey Dave, that Vinny mentioned like that he bought some Kino stuff. So I looked it up, and lo and behold, Kino's having a sale right now. So I figured tonight is the perfect night when I'm always being asked, what collection am I doing this time? Well, tonight I figured let's do the Kino collection because, well, I have Kino. I got a lot of Kino. Hey, Culture Trini, welcome, man. One thing to know right out of the gate is Kino is a very eclectic company. I'm probably preaching to the choir here. All you guys know Kino. But for some people coming in that maybe are just started collecting, Kino is a great company for collecting because they do a little bit of everything. You're going to get horror, like comedy, sci-fi, action, foreign films, animated stuff that you never thought you were going to see, and some really classic TV shows done as well. So we're going to look at a little bit of all that because I'm going to go through my Kino collection here. I'll start with the DVDs. There's only a few of those. Then I'll go right into the Blu-rays. Get to the box sets. We'll talk about all that stuff. Like always, if you have any questions along the way, if there's a title you're kind of curious about, I will definitely tell you some of my favorite Kino releases, Hammers. I don't know, Ragman. I'll be honest, I haven't checked it out. So if anybody wants to like keep this page open and go over and peek at the Kino Lobo sale, like definitely let me know. I can't do it right now because obviously you guys know the purchase that my better half made for me recently. So needless to say, I'm walking to work the next few days. She's gone out of town, so I'm on my own. You guys ready? You want to start this? You want to start to the Kino, right into the Kino stuff? I almost want to do my really bad Michael Buffer impression and do the whole let's get ready to rumble thing. There's a Shudder ad right before my thing. I love that because I'm a huge Shudder fan. I watch a lot of Shudder actually. Last few days I've been watching some movies on there, and I'm trying to choose some of the kind of different, really kind of like stranger films, stuff that I think is really good. So we're starting with the Kino DVD releases. We're going to the Blu-rays. I'll mention some of my favorites along the way. If you have any questions or anything about any of these releases, anything that you want to know, hey Ken, welcome. Deadline, I know, a great one. Canucksploitation, man. I might have to wait to get it on their sale, but I'm hoping to get it. Tonight, though, Ken, Kino's got a sale going on. I think it's going on over the week, or basically. I'd have to check the dates on it. But it's their big sale, anyways. Apparently, it's their big winter sale. Well, kind of like post-winter sale. So let's get into some Kino releases there. If you see anything you want to know more about, ask me about it. If you want to know more about the features, the film, any of that type of stuff, don't be shy here. We don't have shy people. Knives Out and Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I haven't seen Knives Out yet. I hear it's really good. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood I have seen and I loved it. Ghost of Sierra de Cobre. That's one you recommended. I don't have it yet. But guys, Ken said that's an excellent film. So if you're looking at that one in the Kino sale, definitely go for it. That's one that I would love to get. But unfortunately, I can't get anything because my better half just recently pre-ordered the Al Adamson Ghastly bundle for me and for my birthday. Hey, Joseph. So here we go with some very... I said, well, haha, if only the company saw it that way. So that one's not on sale? There's like around 14 or 15 pages of on sale stuff. I haven't had a chance to look through it yet. I'd hoped to look through it while we were chatting, but I want to make sure that I don't miss your comments along the way. What is Canucksploitation? Well, Ragman, Canucksploitation is horror films, exploitation films that are made in Canada. In the 70s and 80s especially, even to this day, What Canada would offer really good like tax incentives and special things for companies to come over here and film. So a lot of movies like Black Christmas and a lot of different like horror films got filmed over here in Canada because of the tax cuts and the breaks that they would get and the bonuses. Hey there, Brian. Welcome, man. And it started a whole genre called Canucksploitation. Anything from Cannibal Girls to Black Christmas to the Cronenberg stuff, especially like Shivers and Rabbits, stuff like that. Oh, you bought some? I know, flash sale, right? I have ads coming, so like in April, so almost like Criterion. The Pit, yes, and Greg, unfortunately, The Pit is one of the only films, ironically, I want to see that video actually. Make sure to check out Brian's video, Cubic Lover there, on his Criterion stuff when he gets them. Ironically, The Pit is one of the ones you cannot get in Canada. You when you go to Kino's site and you try to put it in your cart, it says U.S. only. Hey, Marvel fan, welcome, man. Recommend for Criterion. Depends on what you're into. I mean, for me, like, if I look up there and I see, you know, there's things like Mulholland Drive, Sweet Smell Success, I think everybody should own. It's a fantastic film. To Be or Not to Be, Safety Last are great films. If you like into kaiju, the Godzilla set for the price that it's going to be is amazing. Most of the Hitchcocks there. I was a big fan of Purple Noon. That's me. Class to Risk is a fantastic film. Kiss Me Deadly is one I recommend everybody. Brian's got some great ones there. I haven't checked out the full moon thing yet. I know there's like the app there, but like it's on my Roku too and the one I use for my upstairs. You got a lot of good choices, Marvel fans. So there's a ton of stuff that hopefully you'll actually find some stuff you like. I always try to get one that I don't know, as when I got like the extra money. I'll do a blind buy on Criterion, and it usually never lets me down. Here we go, guys. Starting with the Kino stuff. You ready? I don't know. I thought it was, but there may be more than one sale. So I know this is a Kino sale. That's the one that I'm talking about right now. If you see a movie here that gets your attention, please let me know, because it's something that either I can talk about like in more depth in the future, or I can actually answer questions on now. First up, it's a fantastic movie called 52 Pickup. It's a Roy Schreider film, and I gotta say, it's a fantastic movie. I love this movie, and what makes this one really stick out to me are the bad guys. The bad guys are excellent in this film. John Glover, Clarence Williams III is in this one. Vanity's in this. She's not the bad one, but you know. But John Glover really stands out as a really good bad guy. He would go on to play, of course, Lionel Luthor in Smallville years later, and he would kill it with that role. And if you've never seen John Glover, he's one of those actors that he always stands out whatever he's in. He's a really great character actor and has the best hair in Hollywood. Hands down, that's for sure. 52 Pickup is a thriller, and it's kind of noted there was a few adult stars, like in non-adult roles, actually, of course, like, you know, this is regular film, that are in this film. And if you know adult cinema, then you know them when you see them, like Jamie Gillis and people like that. But if you don't, then this is just a little kind of like little Easter egg that you can find along the way. But here it is right here, Roy Schreider and Anne Margaret. Apparently, Ragman, the Criterion sale has ended. I think Brian there said it ended like earlier this evening. The Kino sale that I'm talking about right now is ongoing. Here's one that I don't even open up because I got it from HMV. And it's got that beautiful HMV sticker on it that I don't want to get rid of. I'm a big Roy Schreider fan myself, actually. So I would definitely agree with that, William. And I'm a big Michael Caine fan. See my horrible Michael Caine impression? There we go. You would not like that. Okay. The Holcroft Covenant. Again, super fun film. I like these. If you've never seen it, definitely go and see. This is another one by Frankenheimer, based on Robert Ludlum. Hey, welcome. We got 2 Brians in here now. It's awesome. Roy Scheider was in a movie about Bob Fosse, and I can't remember the name of it right now, but somebody here tell me, because I remember like the jazz hands thing. Maybe love that movie. Hey Jacob, we're doing the Kino collection tonight because there's a Kino sale going on right now, and apparently all that jazz. Thanks, Joseph. And I said jazz hands and everything. I'm thinking it's got something to do with jazz, but I can't remember the name of it. Joseph, you rock. And so I'm going through a bunch of the Kino stuff to show you guys. And hopefully it'll inspire some of you guys to check out the Kino sale and let me know what you get. Next up is a movie. It's an unusual film. And it's been done a couple times. But this one had probably the biggest cast that it ever had. And that is Candy. So if you've never seen this movie, it's a different film. It's kind of cool. Marlon Brando, Richard Burton, James Coburn, Walter Matthau, Ringo Starr from the Beatles, of course, and of course Uwe Allen as Candy. Written by screenwriter Buck Henry. I've always dug this film. It's one of those kind of just really fun films, and it's definitely of its era. And there are features on here. They have an interview with the late Buck Henry, who was a fantastic writer and one of the best Saturday Night Live hosts of all time. Interview with the film critic and historian Kim Morgan on here as well. So really cool to check that one out. As you see, this one's not even open. I've seen Candy so many times though. They don't even have this one opened. My friend has it too. And he, my cousin. Because we're both interested in that film. She's cute. Next up is, and these are DVDs before going to Blu-rays. Didn't Buck Henry write The Graduate? I think so. I'd have to look. But I can't remember offhand. Hey, Dungeon Studio, welcome, man. Kino sale. I like anything Dolly Parton, actually. I'm a huge Dolly Parton. I'm not or like the music. She's a good singer. I'm not a country person, but I do like some of the film stuff she was in. 9 to 5 is my jam, man. Wild at Heart. Of course, this one this might be out of print now. This was re-released, of course, by Shout Factory with a really excellent Blu-ray. This was the original release by Kino. And me too, but I bought the Al Adamson set, and that's coming in April. I'll be feeling damn good about that. And a few people messaged me afterwards, letting me know that they'd picked up the set as well, which is actually kind of cool. How can you not like Wild at Heart? It's just such a fun film, man. It's got a gorgeous cast and definitely gorgeous cinematography in Wild at Heart. So I love Lynch. I love anything Lynch. But this one stands out for me. We got Laura Dern, Nicolas Cage, and probably some of the best Nicolas Cage. I know some people say, well, what about the really depressing movie where he drank himself to death? No, not so much. But this one I really like. We've got Willem Dafoe, Crispin Glover, Diane Ladd, Isabella Rossellini, Harry Dean Stanton. Man, that is a cast. And give it another shot, Brian. And please tell me you like Blue Velvet, because that is one of his seminal pieces of work. There would be no Mulholland Drive or Twin Peaks if Blue Velvet did not exist first. I don't think he plays, no, he doesn't actually play like Nelson Pershner in this one, but he definitely does his best Elvis in this film. Because, as you know, Nicolas Cage was a huge Elvis Presley fan. So especially a lot of his earlier films, did a lot of Elvis stuff. He did definitely play Elvis in a lot of his films. He channeled the King. Next up is a Billy Wilder film, and you can't go wrong with Billy Wilder either, along with David Lynch, and that is The Private Life of Sherlock Holmes. Oh, they do extras, definitely, Dave. A lot of the earlier releases had less extras than the newer stuff, but Kino usually does a really good transfer of their films. Sound quality is actually usually pretty excellent, and when they have features, the features tend to be pretty damn good features. I know you're gonna get that Twin Peaks. Oh, you got it. You haven't opened it. Oh, I got the one over there. I can't. My better have to kill me if I got another Twin Peaks, especially we're moving to Morocco, right? Eventually I'll get it. Hopefully I'll find it down the road somewhere. I love this cover too, by the way. I love the artwork on this. And actually a very good film. Want to see a weird film? Like a sci-fi film? That The Gray Fox Dungeon Studio is a movie I used to watch when I was a kid all the time. Pretty's Honors, I'm not a huge fan of the film. I don't own it, but it was okay. It's an okay film. I don't know what the release is like. to be honest with you. But this movie here, I do know. And it was different and weird, but I really liked it. Oh, the picture? Really? You don't get that a lot from Kino, you know? They're usually one of those kind of, when you think of like a stable company, like they're usually one of the more stable ones. Barry Levinson's production of Who? Otherwise known as, I think, Roboman or something like that. Elliot Gould, Trevor Howard. I don't really know how to describe this film, but definitely it's kind of noir. Like, sort of like sci-fi noir, I guess maybe you want to call it that. There's the Roboman. Anything Elliot Gould for me is great, Greg. I'm a huge Elliot Gould fan. Silent Partner, which I don't own yet. I really need to get Silent Partner one of these days. It's one of my favorite films growing up. Yeah. Elliot Gould, Christopher Plummer. Fantastic stuff. Just reading the title of this song. Oh yeah, all these are on Blu-ray as well. I just had some DVDs first because I bought these at HMV during when they were closing out sale, and you were getting like movies for $1. So I would grab anything Kino Lorber at that point, and luckily everything that I grabbed is actually really good. No, not at all like Bicentennial Man. Long Goodbye, maybe it's more like that. And yeah, I've seen Long Goodbye. I love the film. I'm a huge fan of Elliot Gould, and of also Donald Sutherland as well. So I know it is. I should have Silent Partner. It's one of my favorite movies, and it's a great Christmas horror too, or thriller, whichever you want to call it. What's New, Pussycat? I love this movie. I really do, and I love this kind of like Mad Magazine, cracked magazine artwork on the cover. More Mad Magazine artwork, I think, style artwork, and it's just so well done, and an amazing cast. You know, you're looking at like Peter Sellers and Peter O'Toole together, Woody Allen, Paula Prentice, Ursula Andress in this film, and I love the song, which my youngest sister really hates. Check it out again; it's a fun one. Oh, old Toronto. I lived in Toronto during the old days, man. I'm Canadian and spent a lot of time like in Toronto and Mississauga, Ontario, and later on in Ottawa. Next up is Witness for the Prosecution. I don't think I got to say much about this one. It's a classic. Oh, I know you mean Silent Partner. Love the... You want to know a Kino movie I think everybody should have that is just so cool and so cheesy and so fun. If you like action movies at all, if you like... Yay, Kobe fan, welcome back, man. If you like 80s action, if you like 80s movies, if you like action movies, if you like insane films that are fun, that are like just really fun, this one has it all. And that is Steel Justice. I'm not joking. This is awesome. Who here has Steel Justice? I need a consensus. I need somebody else that has Steel Justice actually mention it here. That's an awesome cover too. Actually, I never noticed it. It is cool, man. There's it's 80s. There's actually kind of almost like a music video in between it. There's at the beginning of the film, they're in this place, and they're underground in the secret, like kind of like bunker type place. And the bad guy at the beginning of the film, what he's done is he's taken a grenade and he's attached it to the back of a rat to try and get them. Like, that's his booby trap. I'm not, like, if that does not make you want to order this movie right away, I don't know what will, but it is insanely fun. With a great, no, this one's on Blu-ray too. I just had the DVD of it because when HMV sold out, I got a bunch of them out for $1 on DVD, right? I'm going to get into the Blu-rays afterwards. The guy in the front, you recognize, I know he seems like, where is he from? That's Martin Cove. So if you said Karate Kid, for instance, he's the guy, he's the sensei in Karate Kid, you know, the bad one, you know, sweep the leg. That's him. But not just Martin Cove in here. You got like Celia Ward, who was a Canadian actress in here as well. Ronnie Cox from RoboCop is in here. Bernie Casey is here. Joseph Campanella is in here as well. So ton of really great actors. A fun action film. It's totally 80s. It's totally action. And he Maybe you recognize them more like this. Better? Ronny Cox was in Deliverance. Incredible cast, and incredibly fun film. So if you get it and you watch it, let me know what you think of it. It was a total surprise for me because I missed it back in the 80s. So when we picked it up, we were sitting down to watch it one night, and it was a lot of fun. Okay, next up is a box set that that's sold out, but it'll come into a box set that I have later on too. And this is the first film noir box set called Film Noir: The Dark Side of Hollywood. Let me know what you think of Spookies. The documentaries are insanely great on Spookies as well. So even if you find Spookies kind of weird, watch the documentaries. You'll find out why it's so weird as it is. So this was like 5 films on here. We got like Sudden Fear, The Long Night, Hangman Also Die, Railroaded, and Beyond Locked Doors. So I mentioned these on a recent video, so I won't go too much into these right now. Now let's get into the Blu-rays, because that's what a lot of you guys are here for. Is this pre-Code Noir? Some of it probably is, actually. I'd have to look. Let me see. No, actually, most of this is in the late 40s, and one's in the early 50s. So next up, Ronny Cox was the president in Captain America in 1993. Good call. It's Nightmare Beach with John Saxon and Michael Parks. This is a fun film. It's incredibly easy to figure the killer in Nightmare Beach, but it's fun. I like it. I love this cover, by the way. And there's like a commentary on here with Sam Deegan, who's always great. Nightmare Rock interview with Claudio Simonetti, because he did the soundtrack to this. If the name Claudio Simonetti like rings a bell and you're not quite sure where from, it's Goblin, because he worked on a lot of like Argento's stuff as well, with the group Goblin and on his own. So this is kind of a giallo, kind of a slasher, giallo, kind of a hybrid. I don't think you're supposed to know who the killer is, but you'll figure it out. Trust me. Really fun film. If you like slashers, you like your gore, you need to do that type of stuff, you're getting all of it in here, like because it is an Italian film. One of the strangest, but one of the most fun films that I watched, and it had a sequel many years later, is 8 Million Ways to Die with Jeff Bridges and Rosanna Arquette. What's really neat about this film is it's this very kind of almost like an Elmore Leonardesque kind of style film. And for huge parts of this film, the lead actors, like the main good guy, main bad guy, improvise within their lines, and it really adds kind of an almost like surreal kind of realness to it. These are two people that are actually talking, and I've got my voice going there, and I find that really kind of neat. There was a sequel to this movie made years later with Liam Neeson called A Walk Among the Tombstones. So if you've ever seen the movie Walk Among the Tombstones, Jeff Bridges is playing that character from Walk Among the Tombstones, played by Liam Neeson. You know, that cop, basically that ex-cop. What's his character's name? See if they say it here. Do they? Nope, but what a cast, man. Talk about a good cast. We got like Jeff Bridges, Rosanna Arquette, Andy Garcia, Alexander Paul. Just incredible people working on this one here. And the final work for Hal Ashby, who did movies like Coming Home and stuff like that. I don't have the Mad Mitch. I can't get anything now, Alan, unfortunately, until my birthday comes. Walk Among the Tombstone is actually pretty good. I actually enjoyed it. It's probably I'm not sure a better film than this, but it's more of, I guess, like a straightforward film. This definitely has a bit of the artsy style to it, and there's fascinating like facts behind this film, and really just look up like the history of this film. Hal Ashby, this was his final one, and there's a whole like list of information on this one here. Definitely check this one out. No, it's actually there's a series of books that were done with this character, and that's just another one of the stories. It just took a long time to get another one out there. Okay, ready for cheesy? Ready for super cheesy? You like fantasy films? You like fancy films with Christopher Lee and Mickey Rooney and Peter Cushing? Well, look, no farther than Arabian Adventure. It is cheesy. Uh, it is fun though. It's a lot of fun. We enjoyed this one. Again, you got to go in knowing this it's a really low budget film, but it's just and Milo O'Shea is like the star. But yeah, I enjoyed it. My better half loves fantasy films. Anything fancy comes up, we got to pick it up. Code of Silence, which is a really good Chuck Norris film. It helps that we got Henry Silva here as the villain. Not enough Henry Silva in the film, but one of the really good cast members in this one. I'll see if they mention her name here too, because I never remember her name. But I always know her when I see her. I know Dennis Farina's in this one too. But the girl in this one actually played, and every time I see her in a movie, I know her because I'm a big Dallas fan. And they did like a miniseries back in the 80s called Dallas the Early Years. And she played Miss Ellie in Dallas the Early Years. So I always like know her when I see her. I was like, oh, that's the girl who played Miss Ellie in Dallas the Early Years. Yeah. Action. Ready for action again? Good. More quality action. Where Jean-Claude Van Damme plays the Russian. Because, back then, Van Damme was like one of those one-name guys. So Kurt McKinney starred in the original No Retreat, No Surrender. It's a fun film. It's an odd film. And it's about a guy that moves to a new town. He gets bullied, and there's like a lot of bullies and stuff in there. Oh man, you got to see more Henry Silva. He's such a good actor, man, and such good as bad guy roles. And he gets trained by the ghost of Bruce Lee. Now, that will be okay, but there's a sequence in this film where he's being trained by Bruce Lee, the ghost of Bruce Lee, and he's doing like these kicks and stuff like that. And his friend comes, and his friend looks in the window. He sees no one there. So either he's being trained by the ghost of Bruce Lee, or the kid mentally snapped somewhere along the way, and he thinks he's being trained by the ghost of Bruce Lee. Either way, it works. There's some great action in the film. But what's really cool about this is that this has both versions of the film on here. So both the original theatrical cut of the film and a 94-minute. Oh no, the real Bruce Lee was passed on way before this. This was in 1986. It has a 94-minute international cut, and each one has its pluses and minuses actually. All of the stuff that I have from Kino are already like packed away and going to Morocco. Love the other alternate artwork on this one, by the way. This is the original one. This is the Arnet. Both are cool. Let's do some more Kino. Because we're for Kino, right? Next up, I haven't watched this one yet. I got to watch this one. It's not something I can watch without my better half. And now I think it's in Morocco, so I won't be able to watch it. No, this one never got. Some of these didn't get packed yet. All right. So this is 7, William Smith. I'm a huge William Smith fan. That's him right there. He did like a lot of movies, usually played heavy, bad guy type roles. He was in the last season, I think, of Hawaii Five-0. Big guy, and this is an Andy Sedaris film. Usually when you see Andy Sedaris' name, you associate like a lot of that stuff with Mill Creek, because they put out the Bullets, Babes, and like... No, not at all, man. This is like an action film with boobs. That's Andy Sedaris. That's what he did. He's passed on now. He was a filmmaker that did a lot of like these this style of stuff. Mill Creek's put out a bunch of Andy Sedaris films, but 7 actually got a Kino release. And I was super stoked about it because I'm a huge Will Smith fan. Will Smith. I am a huge Will Smith fan. Huge William Smith fan, and it's got an audio commentary here as well, along with an interview with Arlene Sedaris, was his wife, and she. Oh yeah, I am. But the thing is, I'm going to be packing the cases separately, Joseph, and taking the movies with me, so that, like, say if anything happened to happen, or any of the cases or anything happened to get lost along the way, I want to make sure I've got the physical films with me, because I don't want to wait 2 months to get my cases. I will not be able to watch any movies. But I adore this film. If you like Andy Sedaris, definitely check it out. Next up is Roger Corman, right? Yeah, Roger Corman in the Secret Invasion. So another cool cast. Got Stuart Granger, Rafe Fallon's on this from Mickey Rooney, Ed Burns, and Henry Silva. There you go, guys. Another Henry Silva in an earlier Henry Silva in an earlier role. He actually, is he playing the bad guy in this one? Nope, he's a good guy in this one. Huh, there you go. Henry Silva's a good guy early on in his career. Next up is another HMV one. So this one was $1 when I picked it up. And that is the classic Peter Fonda drama, Ulees Gold. So really good film. It's like just a dramatic film. Not an action film or anything like that. But I enjoyed it when I saw it originally. I saw it when it originally came out on VHS. And back in the late 90s. And for $1 at the time, yes. Awesome, man. Yeah, you can't go around Corman, I don't find. I pretty much like most Corman stuff. Next up is a classic, guys. I talked about two characters improvising. Imagine if you had a whole movie, a whole cast of like big actors, and every one of them was improvising their lines all throughout the film. What a mess that would be. And that mess would be called Beware the Blob. But it's a glorious mess, and it's one you got to see to believe. And we're talking about cast here. You got Robert Walker in this one. Richard Webb is here. Carol Lindley, Larry Hagman, who directed the film as well, by the way. There's who else? Cindy Williams is in this one. Garrett Graham is in this movie. Just some amazing. Sid Haig, the late Sid Haig, has a role in this film as well. Who can't have this with that many genre actors crossing over from so many different genres in this sequel to The Blob that Larry Hagman made because his friend asked him to. It's glorious indeed. And next up is Sam Whiskey, which is a Burt Reynolds Western. And it's been a while since I've seen it, so I can't really talk about it that much. Devil Times 5, I remember that movie. I actually had fun with that movie. I don't own that one right now, you know? I think I got like on a cheap label, but I really got to get a good release of that. I did see the new Rob Zombie film. A lot of people didn't like it. I did, actually. I liked it. It was okay. It didn't tread like any new grounds, but that being said, it really didn't have to. It's exactly what I expected, and he didn't go any super crazy ways with it. Unfortunately, Sid Haig could not be in it very much because he was very sick at the time, so he had to pretty much make Sid Haig's role really, really small. For a Rob Zombie film, it was actually pretty well done. It's called Three from Hell. I watched it on Shudder, and overall, did a lot of the same beats that Devil's Rejects did, but I didn't see that as some people saw that as a bad thing. I didn't, and I enjoyed it for what it is. So that's my thing on that one. They do kind of make it like a natural born killer, and it is kind of like it's not just because natural born killers, but I think Rob Zombie, he's been getting some hate for it. I don't think it's deserved at all, actually. I think he put out a decent film, and he's got nothing to be ashamed of with Three from Hell. Ever seen the movie Conga years ago? Yeah, Ellen, you're bringing back some deep cuts there. Next up is Sinbad. I got a couple releases of this one, actually. Lou Ferrigno is Sinbad. Is this horrible? Yes, it is. Is it gloriously bad? Yes, it is. Does John Steiner from Tenebrae play the bad guy? Hell yes. Yes, he does. And for that reason alone, you kind of got to have this movie. It's insane. It is done by Enzo G. Castellari, who of course did movies like Inglorious Bastards and of course the Bronx Warriors films, all that type of stuff. So if you're familiar with this stuff, there's going to be a lot of action. It's going to be a pretty low budget. And because it's Lou Ferrigno, it's not going to be any nudity in it, because Lou Ferrigno did not like that in his films. He's pretty much a family guy. But still, cheesy fun and very, very attractive cast of ladies in here. But definitely worth checking out. Sinbad has to be seen to be believed, and I loved it. Next up is I like them both, but they're very different. They're really in name alone, pretty much. They're both let's get the bad guy type of thing, but they're pretty much in name alone films. Inglorious Bastards, the Enzo one, it's a typical Enzo film. If you like Enzo stuff. Oh, Daz, welcome, man. Have a good night there and sleep well. Come back later on. Check out the Kino stuff. There's a Kino sale going on, just so you know. So this is the good, the bad, and the ugly. And of course, it has the alternate artwork on here as well. I kind of like this. I don't know. I just do. I'm weird that way. Just re-release kind of go. So then I may have to get it down the road. My better half, Alan, loves like stuff like that. So good chance we'll end up getting it. Ready for some more Kino? Lee Van Cleef is super badass. Love Lee Van Cleef. You got the box set? So this is actually a pretty cool one. It's an underrated blaxploitation film that I don't think people talk about enough. I actually really like it. You guys let me know if you've seen it and your thoughts on it. And that's Trouble Man. I dug Trouble Man. I like this one a lot, actually. I love the cover. I love this cover, by the way. Fun blaxploitation film. Again with a decent cast. We got Paul Winfield in this one and Julia Harris, and so right there. I love the film. Next up is, oh, yes, we got to do two of these together. These are two of my favorite Burt Reynolds films of all time. So I like early Burt Reynolds. I like pre-stash Burt Reynolds too. Like, he's got some good stuff. So I love Gator. I really, really love this film. So if you've never seen Gator, this is a Burt Reynolds. If you've never seen Burt Reynolds in Gator, no, he's stashing this one. Oh, this is a sequel. So this is the sequel. This is when he had the mustache. Definitely check it out. But even better is original, White Lightning. Pre-stash, Burt Reynolds is allowed to get out of prison. He's a moonshiner, and he's let to get out of prison because his brother's been killed by some corrupt police officers, and if he can bring them down, he gets out of prison. His father hates the fact that he's working with the cops because he's got a proud family like moonshiners, and they're not cop people. Great film, great casts in both of these. We got Ned Beatty, Bo Hopkins, Matt Clark, and Jennifer Billingsley in this one. The sequel, Gator, had Jack Weston, Lauren Hutton, and Jerry Reed, who would work a lot with Burt Reynolds down the road, obviously, in the Smoking the Bandits film, even taking on the lead role in the third Smoking the Bandits film, which I saw in theater, by the way. Pre-Longest Yard, yep. Next up is is me losing my voice. Sorry about that, guys. It's a classic Korean horror film, and that is Yongari, Monster from the Deep. They actually remade this one. I'm not joking. They remade this one. And there's a sequence in this movie. There's a Kenny in the film. Like, Kenny is like any little kid in a kaiju film. That's a kind of annoying. It's called a Kenny. I'm not sure if it's in the same country. I don't think so, actually. But this is brilliant, man. He dances, and young Gary's high at the time. You got to watch it to understand it. But he is really high, and they dance together. I'm gonna have to take another drink, guys. Because I just realized I got a damn big Kino collection. Gotta get through these a little quicker. Another Burt Reynolds film, because my house is a Burt Reynolds house, so Malone. I actually love this one. A lot of people don't think it's a little bit slow. Again, I enjoy this one. Again, it's a great cast here as well. Lauren Hutton's in this one here too. We get Cliff Robertson in this one, Cynthia Gibbs here, Kenneth and McMillan. Fun Burt Reynolds film. Roy Schreider film. I actually like this one. I didn't like it so much the first time I saw it. I grew to appreciate it. Big Man Japan. I think I have actually years ago. Not years ago. No, maybe I haven't. I gotta look. I don't know. I've seen a lot of. I've seen Mighty Peking Man stuff, so I'm not quite sure. I cannot say with certainty. This is Last Embrace. You gotta love this cover. This is a gorgeous cover. And this is a Jonathan Demme film, of course. Silence of the Lambs, stuff like that. So definitely worth checking out. I remember being a bit disappointed in the film because we got a great cast. So we got John Glover back in here again. I mentioned him earlier. Charles Napier's in this film. Christopher Walken is in this film, and Sam Levine. And I still was convinced They could have pushed it a bit farther, but I actually did like the film. First time I watched it, I wasn't sure. I was kind of iffy on it, but I kind of grew into it. Oh, I love Heat. See, Burt Reynolds. I've seen pretty much all of Burt Reynolds films because I grew up with like when Burt Reynolds was like Smokey and the Bandit and all that stuff. I love that stuff. Speaking of Burt Reynolds, he's one of a cast of many in this Elmer Leonard film that is really, really different, and it is based on the what's it called, the District ones, right? Because I had the series, the TV series. Think of The Fugitive. Oh, you talked to Demi, did you? Is he a nice guy? Fuzz. 87 Precinct, that's what it is. There's right on the cover. I should have known it. But there's 87 Precinct, like, really fun. It's an odd film in that it's pretty fragmented, almost like it kind of reminiscent of like a bigger budget Barney Miller type of thing. But look at amazing cast, like almost too much of a cast in this film to really like fully utilize everybody that's in it. But the more that I watch this film, the more of appreciation I get for it. I wasn't sure. Both me and my better have watched it the first time, and we weren't. We said, I kind of think I like it, but I'm not quite sure. And it's got Burt Reynolds, Weston, Tom Skerritt's in this. Yul Brynner has a very important role in the film as the deaf man. Raquel Welch, the beautiful Raquel Welch. A little bit underutilized, but still. Did Burt Reynolds ever show himself nude in a film? I don't remember, man. I can't think of anyone. But if anybody can, you can let me know. And, because I don't know. Sugar Hill. If you own blaxploitation at all, and you've got Blackula in your collection, and maybe you got like one, Black and Sun or something like that, you owe it to yourself to get this. This truly is one of the best blaxploitation horror films that ever was made. Sugar Hill is incredible. It's got a great cast, great little story to it, pretty simple. Cast-wise, again, look, we got Robert Quarry in this one playing the bad guy. Of course, he was, Count Yorga in the Count Yorga films. And he kills it. And it's like excellent film. Really, truly. If you haven't seen this one, please check it out. Could have been both from Dungeon. Joe Namath and Burt Reynolds in Cosmopolitan. Kind of like when Shawn Michaels did that whole like thing of Playgirl with the belt. Wild Card's remake of Burt Reynolds' Heat. I don't know if I knew that actually, so I learn something new every day. That's what makes it good to come in here. Next up is Queen of Blood, and this is fun. I love this film. I know it's cheesy. I know it's crazy, but you got John Saxon and Basil Rathbone together here with Dennis Hopper, a very young Dennis Hopper, and look at the Queen of Blood. How can you not want to have her bite your neck? Again, really, really fun film that I extremely enjoyed. We watched this one with another one, actually. Next up is one I got to rewatch. I haven't seen this one for ages. I remember really liking it back in the day, so I picked it up during a Kino Sale. But I really got to rewatch it because it's been a while since I've seen it. And that's the Walter Matthau and Bruce Stern, The Laughing Policeman. I'm a huge Walter Matthau fan. I grew up really watching like a lot of his work. I wanted to be an actor, and there were certain people that I would look for and I'd study, and Walter Matthau was one of those guys. I love this cover. It's almost like it's coming out of the outside of the screen there, off the box. There's another commentary on here too, with film historians Eddie Friedfield and Paul Scarbo. I definitely have to check this one out again. Laughing Policeman. Come on, doesn't the cover make you want to get it, like for real? We'll hear once that's just based on the cover alone, and of course knowing that two fantastic actors were in it. I remember doing The Odd Couple in school. Sunshine Boys, I love the Sunshine Boys. That's one of my favorites. They did such an amazing job in that. All right, you ready for an okay film? Hey, kitty. It does look like a Clint Eastwood type cover, Rich. Go ahead, make water Mathal's day. Buy the movie. So, War Gods of the Deep. Vincent Price, Tab Hunter. Decent film. I enjoy it. It's not. I won't say it's one of the greats, but definitely a fun watch. Not like classic Vincent Price or anything like that, but I like it. Though I did enjoy this one. As cheesy as this one is. This one was one. I think this one was with Scorpion releasing, or was it just an MGM release? I can't remember, but I thought it was Scorpion actually. But I don't see the Scorpion logo here. Maybe I missed it. But this is At the Earth's Core. You see, it's got a very different cover, and actually, this one here has a alternate artwork as well. I like these kind of like fun, cheesy movies. But they're super, super fun. I actually did The Odd Couple. We didn't like. I did it in drama when I was younger, and I did it a little bit later in like kind of off, like in a local community theater. So I remember like the lines. But the one that I always stood out to me in Odd Couple was basically that, you know, it went after, you know, Oscar and Felix move in together, and he's like, he's just fed up, and he's like, he said, yeah, and leave these stupid like post-it notes. You leave them everywhere, like out of milk, F you, out of, you know, no bread, F you, refrigerator door left open, F you. It took me a week before I figured out that F you meant Felix Unger. I love the film. Sicilian Clan. I was paraphrasing, by the way. It's not that the actual lines. Love this one here. Lina Ventura, Alain Delon, Jean Gabin, like excellent actors. Like they're French actors, and incredible film. What's really cool is like often you'll see like Kino do like the international cut and do the theatrical cut, and they'll be on the same disc. Not on this one. This one, each one, like they did it special. This one each gets its own disc. So U.S. cuts on one, theatrical cuts on another, and there's like an over hour long like featurette on here as well with the great commentary with Nathaniel Thompson and Howard S. Berger. So definitely one to pick up. I recommend Sicilian Clan. If you haven't seen it, go in blind. It's a fun film. Next up is Avenging Force with Michael Dudikoff. This is a sequel or prequel or whatever you want to call it to the movie Invasion USA starring Chuck Norris. And Michael Dudikoff is playing the same character, actually. So if you've seen Invasion USA and you're thinking, I really want some more Invasion USA, but I want it to be darker and bleaker, welcome to Avenging Force, guys. Welcome to Avenging Force, where it doesn't matter if you're a kid or an adult. Nope, a lot of people. There's a good chance you're gonna die. You're gonna die in this film, boy. You're gonna die. And that is Avenging Force with Michael Dudikoff. I love that film and I've watched it several times. Hey, Chris, welcome, man. Kino's got a sale going on right now, so I'm going through my Kino collection. Next up is Classic Kino. Ooh, classic. Brian will like this one. Kubrick lover. So, White Zombie. I hope you like this one, man. White Zombie is one of Bela Lugosi's finest works. Oh yeah, John Pierre Melville. My better half especially. She loves this stuff. Like she knows her French cinema really, really well. If you don't have White Zombie, get White Zombie. This is a really good film. It's one of Bela Lugosi's best performances, and he just kills it in this one. In the actual kind of the cool like zombie ones. There's some great features on here as well. And there's a couple editions of White Zombie. This is the one I consider the best. Because I love my Australian films. Well, Australian actors. Brian Brown plays Raleigh in FX. And FX is a really fun, cool film. It's an 80s film. They actually made a sequel. It is a sale on select titles, actually. Oh yeah, that's where White Zombie. That's where the White Zombie group name comes from. Is from that there. See, I have to understand. Rob Zombie's a huge horror fan, so when he made the group White Zombie, that's where it came from. A lot of like metal people like horror, and White Zombie gets a lot of praise actually. FXers, I love them both. I don't have the second one yet, AME, but FX is good. FX2, I do have the TV series, both seasons. There was a Canadian TV series called like based on this. Of course, a different actor was playing the role, and it was a pretty cool series, and it did a brutal thing at the beginning of the second season. So if you've never seen it, watch it in order because, yeah, it's a fun little TV show, but it does some things. Are you sure YouTube's glitching, Alan? Because sometimes it's just your you that are glitching. So you guys let me know, is YouTube glitching, or does Alan need to refresh his page? Brian Brown is an extremely underrated actor. He broke my heart in Cocktail. I love the movie Cocktail. Don't judge me, but I really love Cocktail. And we all know how that went in, so, And great soundtrack, had soundtrack. So here is Cotton Comes to Harlem. It's a fantastic film. I love this one. If you haven't seen it, see it. It was directed by Ozzie Davis. It was a fantastic actor. Definitely one to check out. One of my favorites, I the Jury. I love Mickey Spillane. Love this movie. This is super, super cool. A lot of people were upset that Armand Assante was playing the role because he thought, oh, he can't be Mike Hammer. But he was. He did a good job as Mike Hammer. And this has an incredible, like this, you want to talk about an 80s cast? Got Armand Assante, Barbara Carrera, Alan King, Lauren Landon. Of course, she was in the Maniac Cop. Jeffrey Lewis is in this one, one of the great unsung character actors. Paul Sorvino is in this one as well. Music by Bill Conti. It screams 80s. Just know this is a Mickey Spillane story, and it's done right this time. It's Mike Hammer, so there's a ton of violence, there's a ton of nudity, but it's Mickey Spillane. You kind of expect that for this type of film. And he's a tough guy. He's a bad guy. Duh. Can't believe I did that. By doing that, I totally ruined the coolness of that song. Because I'm an old dude. They also do 3D. And cool 3D. If you've ever had that burning question, what if the wife from Growing Pains was, attacked and flipped off by a giant ape? Like a lot of people have. I don't know if Jeffrey Lewis was in a lot of stuff. He's obviously related to another Lewis, a famous Lewis, Juliet Lewis. Yeah, definitely. He's like, trust me, look him up, look his face up, and you'll know him right away. So this is Ape in 3D, so real 3D too, not the anaglyphic 3D, actual real 3D. But you can watch it flat as well. It's got both the flat version and the original version on there. So this was done by 3D Film Archives, and they do good jobs with 3D. So you luck out with that one. Then there's Certain Fury, which is actually I was going to watch this tonight. Tatum O'Neal and Irene Cara. Do I still have this one here? Because some of these are gone. Oh, this one's still here. Perfect. I can watch this one. Actually I can't. I'm still working on the cinema. They call it Cinema After Dark. It's cheesier than Congo, actually. Super cheesy. And not as, the effects aren't as good. So get dude in a grill outfit. So I've had to watch some movies over and over again of the more adult variety, taking notes, and then because some have feature-length interviews that go with the film. So I got to watch the movie, then I go watch the movie again with commentary, and by that time I'm just not even looking at the screen. I'm just listening to it, and I'm just taking notes. I'm okay, that's interesting to know. So we'll get into that stuff down the road. Certain Fury, I'd actually really like this one. King of Robin Men in Tights, very different king. Charles Bronson, again another actor I really like. Breakheart Pass, love this film. Love Charles Bronson. Ben Johnson's in this one. Of course, Ben Johnson is in one of my favorite slasher films, Terror Train. Yes, he's the conductor in that film. Richard Crenna, Jill Ireland, of course, was in most of Charles Bronson. That was his wife. Charles Durning's in this one here as well. Great cast. It's based on an Alison McLean novel. Alison McLean was a writer. Did a lot of sometimes I'll watch it over again and see if I was wrong about the movie. Other times I just take a break. But even movies that I truly don't like, like the Rob Zombie Halloween 2. I still try to try to give like try to give like credit to, because they, like, even if I don't really like it, they worked hard on it. What's my favorite Charles Bronson film? Uh, ooh, good question actually. Really good question. I'll do a Charles Bronson episode one of these days. But let's go with 10 to Midnight for now, till I can think, till I can really think. That stands out. I like 10 to Midnight. Just watch it not be a Bronson film. Oh, suddenly, oh my God, I got it wrong. Yeah, I don't like. It's sometimes I've had films. I'm not gonna lie to you, where it may have taken me more than one watch because I fell asleep. But I'll always go back. I'll put the movie on from the beginning, because and watch it all the way through. I just really like 10 to Midnight. I like a lot of his films, but 10 to Midnight stood out, and it's one that I used to go back to a lot. And it was kind of a combination of like kind of like his earlier kind of. You think it's gonna be like a Death Wish type of thing, but the character kind of goes in the opposite of Death Wish, which is actually kind of cool. To All a Good Night. Only if I've fallen asleep, but normally I don't watch a movie in parts. I'll try to watch it all the way through, even if it's a big long movie. It's like 2 or 3 hours long. I don't like to, because you lose the momentum, and you might forget something along the way. So I'll just kind of like, if I know a movie's gonna be longer, and I'll try to watch it earlier in the day, and I'll try to like budget at the time. So you want to get it all the way through to get the full effect of it. Unless it's something that's meant to be in a miniseries format, then I might space it out. Like I got Rich Man Poor Man here, which was the first like TV miniseries. So that I would purposely do like Shogun. I would purposely like space out, or Roots, because they're meant to be seen that way. I don't have the Blueberry one. So this one here was directed by David Hess. So yeah, he's the director of this film. It stars, what's her name, Jennifer Runyon, right? Yeah, Jennifer Runyon. Had to look to make sure on her as well. You'll know her if you've ever seen her, because basically she is super gorgeous, blonde, who's in Ghostbusters and films like that, and Up the Creek. Until the End of the World. I haven't watched that one, man. Planet of the Vampires. Mara Bava. Love this movie. Super fun. I double featured this one with Queen of Blood. Remember when I said Queen of Blood was a movie that I double featured? Hey, welcome, Troy, man. Kino has a sale going on right now, so I'm going through my Kino collection. So I had a lot. This is a very colorful film. Bava's really good. Bava's an artist when it comes to it. Like, you can take screenshots of Bava's work and make, and there you got a painting right there. And this one is no. Did she play Cindy Brady on a Very Brave? Yes, Alan, she did actually. Good call. She took over the role. Michael Dudikoff, because I can't get enough Michael Dudikoff in my collection. And this is A River of Death. Again, you can see great cast this one here. We got like Robert Vaughn in this one, Donald Pleasance, Herbert Lom, so L.Q. Jones. So fantastic cast in this one here. Again, another Alice McLean one. Not as good as Breakheart Pass, but still a really good film. Who's the female lead in this one? I'm trying to remember her name, but I can't. I'm trying to actually look at it because I can't remember it. Doesn't say, actually. I should remember, but I don't. Anyway, if you want to find it, the female lead, buy the film and have some fun. All right. We're slowly getting through this, guys. I'm sorry, just got a lot of these. I'm gonna have to speed up for you guys. I don't want to get you guys here forever. Peter Sellers, The Party. Excellent, excellent film. Really like this. He does an amazing job in this movie. He improvised a lot of the stuff in this one. But actually, very cool stuff. Unfortunately, I don't AME because I work in the morning, and because my better half's out of town right now, I actually have to. I'm walking to work, man. It's not fun. I'm walking to work. Truck Turner, again, awesome blaxploitation movie, done by Ozzy Kays, of course, who did the song for Shaft, but he gets to be the lead in this one. And I like Truck Turner. He's a cool dude. There's only ever one Truck Turner film. It's a shame because a cool character. Love to see the character back, but not now because that's the case. He's not around to do it. But hey, they remake everything else. Why not remake Truck Turner, right? Okay, next up is another really good film with a great soundtrack, and that's Across 10th Street. If you've never seen it, Anthony Quinn, Yvette Koto, Going Blind. Really cool film. Probably one of the least. This is a very Criterion-esque cover in that, like, I don't like cover very much, but good film. Like, for the longest time, I wouldn't get that movie because I really hate the cover. That was my loss, man. Now here's another Kino Lorber one, and it's a Fred Olen Ray one. Isn't that cool? Because you know what you're going to get for Fred Olen Ray. You're going to get some craziness. You're going to get some like some cool low budget actors. You get some Ross Hagen. I like some Criterion covers. Some not so much. The earlier stuff not so much. Is that the guy from Alien? Anthony Quinn actually. And Yvette Koto. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, you're right. If you want to see women in prison movie and a space movie together, then you need Star Slammer, a Fred Olen Ray production, with a audio commentary from the director himself, Fred Olen Ray. So this is a really fun one. I actually like this film. It's super cheesy. Poor Yvette Koto looking for the cat. See, great ideas from Fred Olen Ray. Have this. Please tell me you have Adventures of Captain Marvel in your collection. Because this is hands down one of the great series of all time. It's one of the best. And if you're going to have a serial, Daredevil's I wasn't on the Red Circus, something like that. It's a good one. Adventures of Captain Marvel, also a fantastic one. Spy Smasher. I don't have that one. I used to have it back in the VHS days. Amazing one. But this is one you have to have. If you're going to get a serial, this is a really good one. There's an audio commentary from a different person on each and every one of these chapters. And don't think this is like your Shazam character. Nope. This Captain Marvel, he's vicious. He's played by Tom Tyler, who was a Western actor back in the day. But basically he does it. He throws people off cliffs. He picks up Gatling guns and starts like shooting people. Yeah, he's a vicious character. Definitely worth checking out. Adventures of Captain Marvel. I strongly recommend it. Next up is another Charles Bronson. I just got so many Charles Bronson there. And this is Assassination. This was him and his wife, Jill Ireland. Jan Gann Budd is in this one. She's also in the first movie that I showed you guys, Steel Justice. Michael Ansara, who was like a lot of people, if you're a fan of Batman the Animated Series, the second you see Michael Ansara, you're going to know him, not by sight, but by voice, because he's the voice of Mr. Freeze in Batman the Animated Series. He has a very distinctive voice. I think he was married to, God, was the girl who played I Dream of Jeannie? I love Death Wish, actually. The first two, especially. Barbeden's Frost. Thank you, Troy. That's the name I was trying to remember. He believes in UFOs. There you go, see? I like him even more now. Death Wish 3 is fun. It's an action film. Death Wish 2 is have you ever seen the uncut version of Death Wish 2, Amy? They're shoving everything in there at this point. Because, it's Michael Winner. It's like, I'm sorry, but this movie's Death Wish was good and all, but we can make it sleazier. We can do that. We can make Death Wish way, way sleazier. Oh, lady on the line, right on. Have a good night there, Dungeon. On the phone line. Hopefully she didn't hear about the sleazy part with Death Wish 2. I don't want to hurt his chances there, guys. All right, Astro Zombies, Ted V. Michaels. I love this film. It's insane. It's bad. It's horrible. It's great at the same time. There's a riff tracks on this one. I can't say that, man. Bruce Willis has phoned it in a lot of times, and you can't beat Charles Bronson. But this has Wendell Clark. I think probably one of his last films, actually. John Carradine is in this one here. Tura Santana is in this as well. Oh, a new episode of Jets of This actually just dropped last night, I think. And I was checking it out. And here's another one of those, like, kind of fun, like, group gets together, army type group. We got, like, you, O'Brien, see, another one. Dollar Blu-rays. I actually like the new Death Wish. I just don't like it as much as the original. Uh, you can't beat the original. And the thing is, the Death Sentence came out, like, which, you know, kind of based on Death Wish, with Kevin Bacon. And that's way better, too. So that was like, Death Sentence was a fun, brutal film. If you haven't seen Death Sentence, Kobe fan, definitely check it out. So it was a really good one. By the way, guys, good news. I've heard that that Invisible Man is amazing from various sources. Definitely check it out, Kobe fan. If you like the new Death Wish movie, you're going to love this one. Way more brutal, too. Have I seen Robinson Crusoe on Mars? I have actually years ago. It's fun. It is what, like, it's called Robinson Crusoe on Mars, so you kind of know what you're going to get when you're getting a film like that. Yeah, I think you're going to enjoy it. From all the reviews that I've heard, and I've said with spoiler-free reviews because I really want to see it myself too, it's a really, really good film. And it's by Lee Winnell. And not just that, but he did Upgrade, and Upgrade was an incredible film. If you haven't seen Upgrade, see it. Spider-Man staying in the MCU, that is excellent news. I don't think so. I think that the trailer apparently doesn't say as much as you think it says, but it'll be interesting to see. Gone Fishing. I haven't seen Gone Fishing in a long time. Harry in Your Pocket, just like a fun one. I like James Coburn, and the girl in it is really cute, Trish Van Devere. You know, Michael Sarrazin, she's cute. Anyway, it's a grifter film. And Highway to Hell, again, this is a really cool film. People pass up on this one a lot. People miss out on this one. And I don't think you should. It's a really, really cool little film. It's kind of action, kind of horror, kind of like a road chase movie. Patrick Bergin's in this one. You got like Chad Lowe, Christy Swanson, of course, the original Buffy. Richard Farnsworth from The Gray Fox. Somebody mentioned The Gray Fox earlier. Is he from Disney's Snow Dog? Which one? Oh, Chad Lowe? Yeah. Of course, he was in like Pretty Little Liars, who's the dad in that as well. And he like directed a lot of the episodes. There, also, we get like the entire Stiller family's in this. Ben Stiller, his mom, his dad, his sister's in this one as well. Gilbert Gottfried plays Hitler in this movie. I'm not joking. You just got to see it, guys. If you're wondering what the hell's Gilbert Gottfried doing playing Hitler, check out Highway to Hell. Like, wow, that's a throwback. Life goes on. Obla di, obla die. Yep, it's the guy from Life Goes On. Highway to Hell is definitely worth checking out. Try it, and if you get it, let me know what you think, because I'm kind of curious. It's one of those that has a bit of everything in it. You know, the guy. If you're a Friday the 13th fan, for instance, Highway to Hell, actually the cop that's chasing them throughout the film is played by C.J. Graham, who is like Freddy, who's Jason in Friday the 13th Part 6, Jason Lives. So if you like that, and you like his physicality as Jason, you'll like him in this movie. So next up are two fantastic little films. We're huge fans of Marguerite in the house, and we love the Rowan Atkinson Marguerite series that came out, and unfortunately did not have enough episodes. But this is the original one with John Gabon. So this is Marguerite Sets a Trap. Excellent. You like that Jason hated Corey Feldman. Teddy White really hated him, man, too. And this is Marguerite and the Saint. So, love it. My better half saw these, immediately picked these up right away. Didn't even blink. Like, and they were at regular price, weren't like on sale price at the time. She got them for $27 or something like that. Mr. Bean the Animated Series. I don't have that, but I don't think I got it. Hey, Action Jackman, it's been a while, man. Kino has a sale going on right now, just so you know. But I like the McGree films. I really like that stuff. Now we're going to get into some this, and then we'll get some animation, and we'll get to the slipcover stuff, and we'll get to the box set. So we're almost at the end, guys. We're getting there. We're winding it down. But for the people that stayed for the longer, for the ending part, those are the people that usually get the really cool stuff, because I usually leave the really cool stuff for the end to see if people actually stay for the length of time. So this is a Kino classic from the Library of Congress, and it is Betty Davis and Bette Davis and Pat O'Brien in Hell's House. And of course, I had to have A View in Bondage as well, which is another one. I love A View in Bondage. It's a very early Betty Davis role. And it's got Leslie Howard, who's usually pretty bland in films, but he does a good job in this. And because he's blander, it kind of works in this film. I do like Leslie Howard as an actor. I'm not dissing him. I'm just saying, like in a lot of the roles, that's the type of thing that he does. Now, they did a bunch of like animation stuff as well, like really, really cool animation stuff, like Pink Panther stuff. So we're going to look at a bit of that right now. Really quickly, there's The Dogfather, which actually was a really hard one to get. I was amazed when they got this set out. There is Sheriff Hoot Clute. What's the one beside Hell House? Of Human Bondage. Classic, actually classic story. And Betty Davis and Leslie Howard, still my favorite version of Human Bondage is them. So definitely check it out. And of course, Sheriff Hoot Clute. To make live videos for the rest of my life. Well, if I make them after the rest of my life, then Alan, then it's going to be really, then I'll really get the views, right? But thank you. I actually really appreciate that. Thank you very much, Alan. There's the Blue Racer. Love like kind of cool, like minimalistic animation, fun stuff. We got the Pink Panther Collection Volume 1. Pink Panther Collection Volume 2. We need to get the other volumes. We also have Crazy Legs Crane. Mr. Ja, which is cool. I actually love Mr. Ja. What was it? Gotcha. Yeah, gotcha. And they put out a box set of 4 of them with the Inspector, Roland and Ratfink, the Ant and the Aardvark, and Tijuana Toads. Really good. The Inspector one's the 2-disc set. Now let's get into the some of the slipcover stuff, and so then we'll get to the sets, and then we'll get to just a couple box sets I got there to talk about at the end. So there is Trilogy of Terror. I don't have the second one yet. I really do need to get second Trilogy of Terror. Look how creepy she is. This is kind of a spoiler actually if you've never seen the film, but really good film. Karen Black plays 3 different roles in this film, and it is incredibly fun. Love Karen Black. Rest in peace. Amazing actress. She was in, of course, the first Rob Zombie film of all time, The House of 1,000 Corpses. Next 2 up here we got The Night Stalker. Classic, like one of the great TV horror like movies of all time is The Night Stalker, followed by The Night Strangler, which I equally liked actually. A lot of people don't talk about this one. They always talk about Night Stalker. Nobody talks about The Night Strangler. It's a really good film. If you haven't checked it out, definitely do so. Next up is the classic Clive Barker film. Well, Clive Barker wouldn't call this Clive Barker film, even though it's Rawhead Rex. Looks like a female Joker. I can see that, Alan. This is a really cool one. I love this film. It's cheesy as hell. The monster suit is like, it's what it is. But I like this one. Clive Barker hated this movie so much that he demanded, he said, okay, Hellraiser is going to be made, but I'm going to direct it because screw those guys for making Rawhead Rex. That's true, actually. That's why he started directing. But this is an excellent release. As you can see, the features on here, by the way, guys, there is a ton of them. Tons of interviews, other commentaries, the booklet, extra, the slipcase and all that. Amazing stuff. 2 box sets that I think the story was better, but still, you gotta love the movie. It's so cheesy, man. I love the cheese of it. 2 box sets that I think are underrated, and I don't think enough people have. And first one is OSS 117. So these are kind of like spy ones. This is a series of films. Different people played the role. The Curran Matthews played in the first 2 films. It was him. Then in the 3rd film, we get, who's that plays him in the 3rd film? Frederick Stafford, I think. Frederick Stafford plays him in the 3rd and the 4th, I think. And we get to see John Gavin, who was one of the guys that was kind of on, pretty much he was he was one of those guys that like said, okay, if Roger Moore doesn't come back or something, John Gavin, he's going to be in his Bond, right? Yeah. Yeah, actually some of these are kind of like pre-Bond. And some of these are after Bond. You can tell the difference, William, because what happens is, oh yeah, John Gavin is like, of course, Sam Loomis in Psycho. But you can see the shift in the movies from before Bond came out and then after Bond came out. You can see the change in the films. But oh yeah, OSS Man, Action Jackman. This is a really good set. There's 5 films here. We got like OSS 117 is Unleashed. It's the only one in black and white. The rest are in color. But the first one's really good actually. OSS 117 Panic in Bangkok is excellent, excellent. And Robert Hussein is the villain in that one. And if you like know your French films at all, if you know who Robert Hussein is, really really good actor, perfect choice for the role. Then we get Mission for a Killer in the next one. That's when Frederick Stafford takes over. Mission to Tokyo is the 1966 one, and the last one in 1968 was Double Agent. So 5-film set, highly underrated set. I really think more people should see it. And if you do see this or you have seen it, please let me know what you think, because unfortunately, whenever I show the set, almost nobody says that they own it or got it or have seen the films. But really fun films. Really enjoy these. Curran Matthews is my favorite of the OSS 117 guys, but I think they all do a great job. But I think Curran Matthews just had like that. He has that it factor for that type of role, and he's pretty vicious in the first film actually. Like he's a ladies' man, which is obviously polar opposite to Curran Matthews in real life. But he was he played the ladies' man in that film anyway. Well, not the ladies' man, not like, but you know, he played a ladies' man. The TV series The Master, Lee Van Cleef. Worth seeing actually, Jackman. They really are. Actually, they're really fun films. If you like spy films, like the earlier stuff as well, very cool stuff. I'm a big Curran Matthews fan too. I'm a little like kind of like biased when it comes to that because I do like Curran Matthews as an actor. So this is The Master. It was a TV series that came out with Lee Van Cleef. It has Sho Kazuji in this one. You know, the Master, the Ninja Master, Sho Kazuji, Timothy Van Patten. I think it's Timothy Van Patten. Timothy Van Patten. I had to make sure it was right. Van Patten from class of 1984 is in this as well. He's not a psycho in this one though. It's a TV series. A lot of like big guest stars came on this one. Chris Bernard, George Lazenby, George Maharis, David McCallum, Doug McClure, Bill McKinney, Demi Moore, William Smith from Seven, and Stuart Whitman. Yeah, it was a cool little series. I mean, like at the time, Lee Van Cleef wasn't in the best health. So, he put on like the thing, to do the sword, put on the mask and stuff to do the sword fighting. Obviously it wasn't him when he was doing like his ninja stuff. But actually pretty cool. This is the entire series. Excellent stuff. I'm a big Sho Kazuji fan. So like had to have that because Sho Kazuji, totally the man. Hey Steve, welcome man. And this is like a 3 Blu-ray set. It has all the episodes. 80s series. 80s action series. Cannot go wrong. We've almost completed it here, guys. Got a couple more to go before my voice goes. I apologize for the clearing of the throat. But this is Devil's Needle and Other Tales of Vice and Redemption. So if you like those warning films that they did back in the day, those, like the, Oh, dude. Sho Kazuji. That's like, he's the bad guy. This is serious. Are these silent? I think so, actually, if I remember correctly. I think they're all silent. But it's been a while. This is one of the first ones I got. As you can tell by it's like kind of boxes, and it's in good shape. You got The Devil's Needle, which was 66 minutes, done in 1916. The Inside of the White Slave Traffic, done in 1913. Children of Eve was done in 1915. That was 73 minutes, actually. It's a longer one. And that's what they are, like, basically other propaganda films. Aren't they fun, Troy? They're so much fun to watch. Like, am I ever going to get Steve Irwin DVDs? Maybe down the road. There's a lot of stuff, Alan, that I don't have that I have to get. But sadly, there's only so much money, so if I win the lottery, I'll get a lot of stuff. So keep your fingers crossed for me. This is a film noir, the Dark Side of Cinema box set. Left this one to be one of the last, and there's a reason for that actually. They're finally putting out a second volume of this one. Now, this first volume had 5 films in it. Excellent films, actually. I love this set. That's some great stuff. Now, there's volume 2 coming out now, so now's a great time to pick up volume 1, with volume 2 coming out actually in the near future. Volume 2 only has 3 films on it as opposed to the 5 that this one has. Show you which ones they have here, by the way. And we got like Barbara Stanwyck, George Sanders' classic Witness the Murder. I really, really like this film. It's kind of Rear Window-esque in a way. If you've seen it, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Really like this film. Love the cover too, by the way. I don't think these have like any. I gotta say, there's like no, it's not on the network for these. I didn't think there was. Whoop. Next up is A Bullet for Joey, which is Edward Robinson and George Raft. So you got both of those guys together. Then you get Big House USA. Classic and good cast, like really good cast from Broderick Crawford. I like Broderick Crawford. Next up is Dan Duryea. I'm a huge Dan Duryea fan. In Storm Fear. Seen this in a few times actually. But I think the one I watched the most was He Ran All the Way with John Garfield and Shelley Winters. What I actually do, I like all these films. Wallace Ford, huge Wallace Ford fan. So that's another reason I must watch this one a lot. Film noir, The Dark Side of Cinema. This was their first Blu-ray like film noir set. They got some like DVD film noir stuff as well. It's called Film Noir, The Dark Side of Cinema. There's a second volume coming out. Kubrick Lover, so there you go right there. Hopefully this one's on. If this one is on the sale, definitely a grab for if you're a film noir fan. Definitely belongs in your collection. Great like prints and stuff that they do on these films as well. So I definitely recommend it. Now we got a couple more left and we're almost done because my voice is almost gone and I needed to work tomorrow. So first up is the season 1 of The Outer Limits, a classic, amazing TV show that I strongly recommend that you check out if you have not checked out. This is the original one. Not quite as depressing as the later remake series, but a very good Monster of the Week type of show, done, of course, by Joseph Stefano, who did, of course, work with Hitchcock and Psycho and stuff. But great show with some classic stuff in here. It's got a booklet. It's got like a 7 Blu-ray set. It's got a bunch of special features, lots of commentaries on here. And like people are saying, well, there's a lot of commentaries, but they wish there was more features like included with the Outer Limits set. And there's a reason for that. They said, well, the second season of Outer Limits wasn't as long as the first season. So what we're going to do is we're going to give you the second season, which again is a great season with a lot of stuff on it, just not as long as the first season. And we're going to load it up with features. We're going to like load it up with a ton of features right there. Look at that. With a ton of features. Great like prints on these films here. Some incredible stuff. You're getting a booklet with this one as well. You're getting all these like more audio commentaries. You're going to get like interviews with different people, like host segments from stuff. You're going to see like the Museum of Television and Radio's like festival where they have guests talk about the Outer Limits series. It's going to make you want to watch the Outer Limits over and over again. It's going to make you go back to the first box set and watch it over again. Outer Limits Season 2. Definitely check it out. It is a glorious, glorious series. And I think everybody, if you like classic TV, if you like horror, you like sci-fi, you should have it in your collection. It's a must. This is not something you can just stream. You got to own these babies in person and be able to take them out anytime you want. Streaming's cool and all for some stuff, but when it comes to stuff like this, when you're seeing stuff like this, you got to own them. Oh, yeah. The 90s series is actually really good. It was a Canadian series, actually, the 90s one. But gotta have the classic, too. Gotta have the classic. Only have like 1 or 2 seasons of the 90s series. You do Action Jackman, and these here are these... These are region A locked, but I think you're region free, like your player. You got a region free player, right? I think so. Definitely worth checking out. But with that being said, at 84 minutes, almost 85 minutes long, and my voice is going, so you know his eyes is not lying. Convoy's cool. I got a big old convoy. I remember that song actually. I am Aaron. This is the movie library. My voice is almost gone. Nowhere to lie, it's going. You are the cult of cinema. You guys rock. And I will see you here really soon because I'll be honest with you, I don't like being on my own. It sucks, but it gets me talking with you guys. Have a great evening there. Check out the Kino Sale if you haven't, and let me know what you get. Either in the comment section down below or in the next video, which we'll be doing very, very soon. It will be another collection video, but I'm not quite sure what it is yet. Enjoy your evening, and I'm losing my voice. Time for tea.